I am your host, Nizzy, and in this video, you guys, are going to be breaking down the NFL wildcard weekend and doing some game predictions for you guys. Should be a good slate of games this weekend. Got a couple games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday, and then one Monday night matchup. I kind of like that they spread it out over 3 days instead of just having Saturday and Sunday games. Kind of nice to have a Monday night game. Just get an extra day of football in the week, so nothing wrong with that. My Green Bay Packers are on a bye week, which is nice. Get to sit back and relax and watch some good quality football, figure out who the Packers are going to be playing in the divisional round. Yeah, you guys, what a crazy season. What a crazy finish to the season. Can't believe that game between the Chargers and the Raiders. I mean, absolutely outstanding finish. Couldn't have asked for a better finish to the NFL season. Heading into the playoffs here, just an outstanding game. Probably the game of the year, I would say, between the Chargers and the Raiders. That one was. I mean, as I'm sure them Steelers fans were just losing their minds at the end of the game when it looked like it might possibly end in a tie. Never seen anything like it before, you guys. The drama was high. It was just an absolutely crazy set of events that went off there in that final day of games. Can't believe the Colts lost to the Jags as well. That's absolutely an atrocious upset. I mean, I can't believe the Colts failed to pull that one out. They definitely were looking like a team that nobody wanted to play in the playoffs, and now they didn't even fucking get in there. So, I mean, just a crazy, crazy season in the NFL, you guys. Ended up finishing with a 9-7 record last week, 167-100 overall record for the regular season, plus 67. Can't complain too much on that, you guys. So let's go ahead and start breaking down these NFL wildcard weekend game picks here. Right real quick before we start going ahead and doing that, if you can go ahead and like this video if you like sporting content like this. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more sporting content like this in the near future. Been getting a lot of support lately from you guys, man, and I greatly appreciate it. We're going to keep coming out with as much content as possible for you guys. But without further ado, man, let's go ahead and start off with the Saturday matchups. We got the Raiders and the Bengals in the early slot. I think this is going to be a phenomenal game here, you guys. The Raiders, no one thought they would be making the playoffs this year, especially after losing their head coach, as well as, one of their top receivers and Ruggs there was gone. So it's going to be a tough one for them, I think, especially heading into the Bengals building. They got to go play in a cold weather stadium. Obviously, they're a dome team. So I think this is going to be a tough one for the Raiders. I think their season's going to be coming to an end, unfortunately, in this game. I just think the firepower of that offense with Joe Burrow at the helm. They just got an outstanding wide receiver core. Their tight ends are pretty good. Joe Mixon's a solid running back. The defense is pretty solid as well for the Bengals. Plus that home field advantage. I think it's going to be a tough one for the Raiders, but don't put it past the Raiders of making it a good game. I wouldn't be surprised if you see some late fourth quarter magic from Derek Carr once again. He's had an outstanding season. So I definitely think it could go either way. I think it's going to be a close game, but I do think the Bengals are going to be able to edge them out in this one, just hang on for the Vic. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Bengals over the Raiders, you guys, in the first game of wildcard weekend, 31-24 the final. And then that leaves the Saturday evening matchup. This is going to be a fucking outstanding game. We got Patriots versus Bills 3. Obviously, they both each won a game in the regular season. Obviously, most notably when the Patriots won, I think Mac Jones only threw 3 passes in that game when the winds were blowing at like 40 or 50 miles an hour during that game. I would expect him to have a little more of a role in the passing department. I think they're going to need to pass the ball a little bit on this Buffalo Bills team to be able to win. I don't think they can be one-dimensional and just run the ball the entirety of the game like they did earlier on in the season. Mac Jones is going to have a good performance here. He's been struggling a little bit lately. That run game is going to have to be nasty for them. They're going to have to really, try and shut down Josh Allen. If you can kind of contain him to only being able to throw the ball and not allow him to, break the pocket and escape for big-time runs, I think that's going to help out the Patriots immensely. The Buffalo Bills are primed for a big run here. I mean, they were probably one of the favorites to go to the Super Bowl this year out of the AFC. Obviously, they had a bit of an up-and-down season with some surprising losses. They've also had some big-time wins as well, though, so it really depends on how the Buffalo Bills show up to play in this game. I definitely think they could win this game. I think the Patriots could also win this game. I think it's going to be a tough, close one here. I think it's going to be a bit of a lower scoring one with 2 good defenses going head-to-head. But I'm going to go with my gut here, you guys. I'm going to trust the Patriots, man. I think Bill Belichick's going to fix some of the mistakes he made in that second matchup against the Bills, where the Bills were able to edge out the Patriots there in the second game they played against each other. And I think Bill Belichick's just going to be able to coach his team to a win in this one. I think Mac Jones is going to be able to do just enough to be able to squeak his team by with a win. and move on to the divisional round. So I'm going to take the Patriots over the Bills in a big time upset, you guys. 24-17, the final for the Patriots in that one. Then we'll head over to the Sunday early matchup. We got the Eagles and the Bucks, you guys. The Bucks should be able to win this one handily, but we never know. I mean, they're dealing with a lot of injuries right now. Obviously, they're missing a bunch of guys in their wide receiver room. They're missing a bunch of guys as well defensively. I'm not too sure who's going to be back in action for them during the playoffs here. But nonetheless, like, this could be a game similar to last year where the Washington football team gave them a run for their money, but Brady was able to hang on late in that one and squeak out for the win. I think this could be a very similar matchup where the Eagles hang around in it, maybe take a lead early, and then Brady has to claw back into it, and take a lead late in the game to drive his team to victory. So I do think the Eagles are going to give them a run for their money in this game, but I just think the greatness of Tom Brady will continue on here, and he's going to be able to find a way to get his team to a victory in this one, no matter how shorthanded they are. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Bucks in this one, you guys, in a high-scoring affair, 35-27 over the Eagles. Then we got probably the best game, I would say. This is probably the best game, in my opinion, the 49ers and the Cowboys in that afternoon matchup on Sunday. I think this is going to be a phenomenal game. The Cowboys got so much firepower on offense. Their defense, they got a bunch of studs as well. The big question mark for the Cowboys is their coaching, man. Obviously with Mike McCarthy in there. He makes some questionable decisions, to say the least. I remember having him as our coach for the Packers for all those years, and it seemed like a lot of the reasons we lost some of those big-time playoff games all those years while he was our coach was just from the lack of making the right decisions at key moments during the game as the head coach. Even in those last two losing seasons the Packers had before we finally fired Mike McCarthy and moved on to Matt LaFleur, there was a lot of questionable decisions he made late in games that cost us the win. There's just multiple times over. Anytime it was a tight game, when I was watching the Packers back in the day when McCarthy was the coach, it was like, fuck, just don't fuck it up for us, McCarthy, because you always felt like he was going to make the wrong decision as the head coach. Nothing's really changed with the Cowboys. He still seems to be doing the same kind of dumb decisions late in games, making the wrong calls. So I think that's going to be the downfall of the Cowboys, to be honest with you. And I just think the 49ers got the better head coach. I think their run game is just going to be able to bowl over the Cowboys. I don't think the Cowboys are going to be able to stop the run of that 49ers team. Even though Jimmy G gets a lot of hate, he is very clutch in key situations down the stretch of games. I don't see that changing in this one. I just don't trust the Cowboys, man. I trust the 49ers more than I trust the Cowboys. I don't trust the coaching staff of the Cowboys. And they're just one of those teams that is very up and down. Like I said, they had the last game of their regular season as well. They had a 50-piece they put up on the Eagles. So they might be coming in a little overconfident as well, thinking it's just going to be a big time win. Obviously, they got the home field advantage as well down in Dallas there. But I got to go with the 49ers, you guys. I can't take the Cowboys. I got no trust in that team being able to win a big game here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the 49ers in a close one, 27-24, the final in that game. I do think that's going to be game of the week. I think it's going to be a phenomenal duel. But I think the 49ers are going to be able to take it, like I said. Then we got the Steelers and the Chiefs for the Sunday night matchup, you guys. I don't know if this is going to be a great game. I really hope the Steelers can somehow pull off an upset here. The Chiefs just absolutely handed it to the Steelers earlier this season. I think they played a couple weeks ago, and they just absolutely annihilated the Steelers. I don't see much difference here. I think the Steelers defense is going to try and step up and make some plays here. I just don't think Ben Roethlisberger is going to have enough juice in the tank to be able to lead his team to a victory and score enough points in this one. I think they'll hang around a little bit early, but I think at the end of the day, the Chiefs are going to pull away later on in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Chiefs, you guys, in this game. Final score 30-21 over the Steelers. And that leaves the Monday night matchup, you guys. This should also be a great game. Division rivals here, the Cardinals and the Rams, going head-to-head on Monday night there. I think both teams have won a game against each other during the season, so this is a third matchup as well, similar to the Patriots and the Bills. Honestly, I think this benefits the Cardinals being on the road, man. They got a better road record than they do a home record this season. They have not been very good on their home field. And the Rams have kind of been in shambles the last few weeks. They have not looked very good. Even that one lone win they got, I can't remember who they played the week before, the last week of the season there. But they barely, I think it was the Ravens. I think they played the Ravens and they barely won. I think they won by 1 point. Just got lucky in that one. But Matt Stafford has not been playing good ball lately. He's been turning the ball over a lot. And if he goes into the playoff turning the ball over, whether it be a sack fumble or he throws an interception or two or a pick six, you can't be doing that in the playoffs. You got to take care of that football. Turnovers will be that'll seal the deal for the Cardinals, I think. And I'm just not trusting Matt Stafford a lot right now, you guys. It really doesn't look like he's going to be able to take these guys to the promised land. He's going to have to flip a switch here in the coming weeks, and really start playing at the top of his game, because he has not looked that great lately. And with the Cardinals team, tough loss to the Seahawks in the final week there. This really could be anyone's game, man. This is a complete 50-50 game in my opinion here. Who wants it more? Who's going to, just put in that much more effort to try and get this win? Like I said, I think it goes in the Cardinals' advantage being on the road, because they got a better road record anyways this year. And with the Rams struggling lately, I got to take the Cardinals in a real tight game here, you guys. I just got a feeling they're going to pull off the upset against the Rams. I just think they're going to have some late game heroics from Kyler Murray. I think he's going to be able to extend a play and make a big play down the field to take the win in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Cardinals. Final score 28-27 in a real close matchup against the Rams, you guys. That wraps it up for the game predictions for the NFL wildcard weekend, you guys. So we're taking the Bengals, the Patriots, the Bucks, the Niners, the Chiefs, and the Cards. Hopefully we have a good weekend of success here. We'll have to see what happens. Should be an exciting weekend nonetheless. A lot of good football coming up, you guys. Would love your opinion in the comments section down below. Who are you guys taking in each game heading into wildcard weekend here? And who do you think has the best chance of winning the Super Bowl this year? Would love your guys' opinion on that as well in the comments section down below. That pretty well wraps her up for this video, you guys. Thanks again for watching. Please go ahead and like this video. If you like sporting content like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more sporting content like this in the near future. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. And this is Mizzy with Mizzy Sports Channel.